Hi guys. Hi guys, it's Richard Lee Zoo, back with another stream today. Today, we're hopefully gonna try to hit level 245. I've already done my reg server dailies, while I was watching some YouTube videos. So let's see. So today, it's just gonna be a short stream. We just need to do all the dailies on Reboot Hyperion. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I just bought my Monster Park tickets, so let's see. So because I expect to level up today, so first we're going to take all the lower level ones, then our Lachlan, Arcana. So let's not take Morass for now. Let's accept that. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's move to here, and then let's see. So we have that, and then we're going to buy one of these. I'm gonna buy one of those, and then we're going to clear out some inventory space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that. Oh, whoa, what? Wait a minute. Okay, this is great. Okay. 5k more range. That's beautiful. And then, so we can sell this one then. This cape, I think we can probably just sell this cape. 216, and we can definitely sell this belt, I think. And then we can probably definitely sell this hat. We don't need that hat. Now let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's more than enough slots there. So that's all the slots that I need for now. First things first, Arcarium. Okay, we can't go there from here, that's so strange and stupid. So I think the dailies that I have to do, oh right, it's Arcarium and Pink Bean are the two dailies. Because there's like the black bean marks or something, and then obviously the Dominator pendant, so. Clang. Oh nice, I got the Dominator pendant. Oh, I didn't see it, but I got it. Okay, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, that's fantastic. That's great. Okay. Okay, so let's leave. Okay, Dominator Pendant acquired. Beautiful. Okay, I'm so happy. Okay, great. Dominator Pendant, Pink Bean. Let's do Pink Bean. I think just normal Pink Bean. And then let's try to get the, I think it's the Black Bean mark for this one. Nice. I got the Dominator Pendant. That's solid. That's great. There, that's fine. Okay, nice. So we can sell both of these crystals, 19 mil a day, not bad. That covers my Monster Park runs at least. Okay, wait, the Dominator pendant though, let's see. Okay, so there are a couple things I need to do. So one, I have to go here. So one is I need this one, then I need that. Epic Potential Scroll is the last one. Wait. Before I do that, is there anything I can transpose? Was one of my Horntail pendants, was one of my pendants Star Force or anything? No, that's level 120 anyway, this is level 140. So, did I even Star Force anything? guess not. So, yeah, this is the last one. Let's pop it. Let's reveal it. Let's reveal it. 6% dex. Not bad. Not good. 9% dex. Okay. Let's use these 2 hard cubes here. Oh, nice. 6% luck. Nice. Oh, I had a gold potential stamp. Oh god. Okay. Kind of stupid of me. So this one, here, let's sort again. So this one expires 1/1. This one expires 12/21. So definitely I use this one. But do I need a 15-minute buff this time, or do I need a 30-minute buff? I feel like I need a 30-minute buff today, because I'll be unlocking a new region, so I probably need this 30-minute buff. Let's think. Okay, anyway, first things first. So this is 56. So I have these flames. So let's use this for sure. 56. So minus 64. Okay. Minus 38, so this one is decent but not the best. 6, okay, minus 50, minus 65, 38 is okay, 57, what just happened? 75, that one's the worst one. 40, oh, wait, this one's pretty good. I think 5, 48, 40. Hello, welcome to the stream. Just cubing my flaming my Dominator pendant that I just got. So let's put it into the flame score calculator. Let's put into the flame score calculator. So this is a pendant. It's 40 dex, 48 luck, 5. So it's a 97 pendant. I think that's pretty good, right? And then, let's see, let's put it on. Let's see, so the flame score is 97 here. I think 97 is pretty good, right? Let me just check it with my friend. Okay. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna keep it like that then. So I want to wait to do the monster park, so then I guess first thing is first, I guess I pop these right here, EXP buff, so then I want, let's run. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. So I just got the Dominator pendant. Dude, this is one of the first big drops that I've gotten successfully, so this is pretty good for me. Let's see, yeah, plus 140k stat, plus 140k range. Now I'm just thinking which one of these EXP buffs do I pop for now. I think I'll pop this one, and I'll pop this 15-minute one, I think. And then I can buy another 15-minute one later if I have to. And I have that one. And then I'll pop this Extreme Gold. And then I don't have Hyper Teleport Rock. Right, and then I'm expiring there, so let's go to the below the cave. Honestly, I shouldn't go to below the cave. So I think my monster collection for below the cave is definitely done. So I should really go to one that has better monster collection. go to here. I've been doing this one recently. So I'm 74% right now. So I started at 74.2%, so I got 22% already. This has 100% burning, so this is actually better. And the maps are about the same. Okay, nice. Done there, and then we'll go to red dancing shoes. Perfect timing because I'll be unlocking the new region today, Moonbridge. And then now Arcana. There's nothing in my chat. Oh my goodness. Okay, my chat was bugged for some reason. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay, okay, wait, hold on. Let me. Why is my chat so bugged, man? Okay, hold on. Okay, now you see the chat on the stream, right? You weren't seeing it earlier, right? Oh, Moonbridge takes a long time? Oh, man. Okay. Okay, what do you want? You want me to show the Dominator pendant? Here. Yeah, so like, and I have 17 flames left. So right now this is a 97 flame score, I think. Yeah. Wait, how do I? Can I pop a flame on this greed? The greed pendant can have flame, right? How do I flame it? Do I just use one of these on it? finished. Okay, now we go to Morass. Wait, why is it a big waste? What am I gonna do with flames? This is an endgame item, brother. The greed pendant? Greed pendant is endgame. For CRA? No, I got CRA. 1, 2, 3. I got CRA. Dude, I got 3% all stat just now, brother. 3% all stat. Dude, you know how good that is? That's a 3%. If I were a mage, this would be OP flame, bro. 3% all stat, 2% 2 magic attack, 6 int. Dude, if I were mage. Too bad I'm not mage. Okay, let's see. So I go from 75.3, 75.7, 76, 78. Okay, 80. So I still have tons of... I have to do the Morass quest and I have to do Espra. So then... Now... Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll just go here. Yeah, exactly. And I got the Dominator pendant, so... Yeah, now I don't know what to use the flames on. And I get 100 black flames later too, so...
The explosion. You've seen this many stars?
Yeah, I did Pink Bean today. I remember to do it, so... So yeah, the higher the level, the higher flame scores you get, right? Because I swear, like Arcane feels easier to get higher flames than like CRA. Okay. So what's a good flame score for CRA, and what's good for like Dom? Wait, and then are you doing what's it called? Commercy? Aren't some of the Commercy stuff still Bis? Oh, I thought some of it was still Bis. Like, for example, I think for Dual Blade, it's still the Bis, but like, even for us, I thought some of it was still Bis. Or like, Bis until, pitched, of course, obviously, I mean. But like, pitched basically just doesn't exist. Yeah, I'm gonna see my girlfriend again tomorrow. Twilight Mark. I have no clue. I think it's a face. Yeah, it's a face. Right? Wait, what drops the Twilight Mark? Wait, is Berserk face or eyes? It's probably face, right? Dude, face and eye are too similar. I have 1 minute to kill 400 mobs. Oh, what a struggle. Oh yeah, the eye patch is definitely eye. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's face. Oh no, I have to kill 230 mobs in 15 seconds, 8 seconds, 7. Can't get it. Unless you're dual blade. I think the Commercy secondary is Katara is Locust. I think. Something like that. Yeah, I guess it's just a lot easier to get pitched in Reboot. Dude, the best stars are from Phantom Forest. I'd rather do Commercy than Phantom Forest. No, yeah, you can buy pitch, but yeah, if you're gonna farm your own. I can't afford to buy pitched. 85, 87. now I go from 3.47 mil, 14.2k, so 1, 2. So I went up like 70k range. KMS pitch is P cheap. Lol, why so many Mechanators? Because I literally just got my Dominator, so I wasn't sure which Mechanator was best. But let me... 1... For the ambition. Wait, did I max? Oh, I maxed out ambition. Ah, god damn it. Yeah, I literally just got my Dominator print, so I was like keeping all the Mechanators just because I wasn't sure which one would be the best one, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have mech instead of this, but now I'll put Dom instead of this, so. Oh, I guess I do this, right? 87%, so I should be able to use this to level up. No, but then I'm about to get to Moonbridge anyway, so like, I'm like a little behind the curve. It's fine. Yeah, and those were the first monsters in this monster park. So like, later on, I'm gonna be squarely two-shotting, so. Yeah, I changed it back. I changed it back last night afterward, because I knew I was gonna forget today. I think after I level up, I'm going to redo my hyper stats. Yeah. But after I level up, since like I'll be leveling up anyway, so. Oh no. I'm keeping level 15 damage. Why not? Why don't you just log on now and do it? Play Mario? Does anyone actually play Mario? Oh, right. Like, you played Mario the platformer? Dude, I watched the Mario movie thing with my girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure like she's never actually played Mario. She's like, oh yeah, I know Mario, cause she like played Mario Party and all that stuff, but like I don't think she ever actually played Mario, like the platform one. No, I mean I played it a little bit, but like I didn't actually play. Like the most Mario I played was probably on my calculator, bro, on my TI 84 Plus Silver Edition. Dude, what's the... Dude, the TI-84 plus silver I feel like was the best calculator for like so long. And then they went for like TI-89 or something. No, they don't have Mario. I think you had to like ROM hack it or whatever. Or, I forget what it was called, but you had to like upload it. Dude, and I remember back in the day, I would put like... You could program, right, on the TI-84. So then I would make programs, but the programs were just cheats. Like, I'll just access the program to like record formulas or something. Yeah. It was never actually useful or worth it, but... No, but then they had like a TI-89 or something, right? Like, I don't know, I feel like calculators didn't really progress much for a while. It's not like phones where a new one comes out every year. Like, the TI-84 probably came out in 1984, right? Ah, 2 down. Oh, yeah. Like, the TI-89 had like a backlit screen and stuff like that. Or at least the one that, yeah. And I think he had trouble with it in some like standardized tests and stuff. Yeah. But now people are using the ChatGPT, and now they have like AirPods and stuff. I feel like if we had AirPods and stuff, it would have been so easy to cheat. Like, I mean, well, hold on. It's not even cheating. Like, using a calculator, using a permitted calculator and putting programs in it is not cheating. That's just called being smart. Yeah, in case any of my old high school teachers watch this. I mean, for a guy, but what if you were a girl with long hair or something like that? Dude, I always wanted to make like a sound cannon or something. Yeah, no, AirPods are cheap. But like, I always wanted to make like a sound cannon where you can, like, it's like a laser, but for sound. Like a directed beam sound. No, not with AirPods. Or like, with AirPods, you basically, you send sound with radio waves, right? But I wanted a way to convert, like, just directly send sound waves. And you could, like, shoot it into someone's ear and be like, hey, Dennis, what'd you get for number 1 or something like that, you know, like. But then only they could hear it because it was a directed sound wave. God. What the fuck? Yeah, dude, this would be a $1 trillion startup idea. 4 more, so I'll definitely level up. So I can already level up with like my points and stuff probably, but I want to save those for like my Evan or like stuff that's between 200, because I think with the points it's a little too inefficient now. So I'll probably, yeah, just use those on mules. Yeah, kind of like a laser, how everyone can see a laser like at the source, at the destination. So yeah, if you use that and it hits someone's ear and then it'll like propagate out. So yeah. 257. Wait, how many points is that? How many points do you need to skip that entirely? $11K? Huh. Okay, so I presume that mathematically it's actually better to use in now, right? But that's potentially based on flawed math. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's... So, my reasoning for why it's better to use it now, to use it as soon as possible rather than as late as possible. So, like, for example, at the 245 breakpoint, like, I didn't use it to get to 239. Yeah, I didn't use it to get to 239 because 239 is not a breakpoint right? You don't unlock a new region or a new monster park or anything. But, like, for example... Yeah, exactly. You can do more dailies and then you can get more... Because, basically, from 200 to 260, it's just like there's a total set amount of EXP that you have to get, right? And then, yeah, the amount that you get from dailies and Monster Park is vastly increased the higher level you are. So, like, yeah, I think if you use it earlier, it's like, yeah, better. But you're already almost there, right? Are you 254 yet? Okay, so you're almost at 260. Honestly, you maybe have only like 3 days left. Wait, why is 250 best? To use the points? But like the Moon Bridge, like all the Tenebris dailies give a lot of EXP. They give like on the order of bills. Oh wait, how many mobs do you have to kill again? I forget. Is it just 200? Yeah, so when you hit 245, the number of dailies, the volume of dailies actually goes down, right? Because you lose 200 on both Morass and Espra, and you only gain 200 from Moonbridge, right? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I need to be a little more optimal because I missed a bunch of days, so I have like 300 points. Yeah, after I get this character to 260, I'm gonna stop doing dailies for a while. I'll think about it. Well, I'll definitely stop on my Hayato, right? So my Night Lord just has to kill 1500 days. So 1500, and then I won't do Monster Park probably. Yeah, I don't do Monster Park anymore on my Night Lord. So Yeah, I don't know. I'll see. Hayato's even worse than this one. Hayato's not even close to 245. It's because of the 7 monster parts a day. This gets slingshotted. No, I don't care about the mods for this one. Yeah, I guess I'll probably still do dailies on this one then. Since we're all playing on here. Yeah, Hayato I literally don't care about, so I just have to get to 260. Okay, 245 as promised. Oh, nice. It splits into 2 batches of EXP. Interesting. Okay, that one. Hard cube, nothing to hard cube, right? I'll keep it for now. It goes until the 26th. No, my hard cube is 6% right now. So it's pretty decent. So I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. Until I build up some more hard cubes. Oh right, wait. I have some other cubes actually, probably. Here. I have 10 of these solid cubes. And then I'll get glowing cubes soon. No, I know, but my Pen of the Spirit will run out soon, see? In February. Now I'll just wait for a little bit. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, let's reset this. 10 mil. Okay, reset. Okay, great. Beauticious. Ooh. One. Two. Okay, let's see. 9. I can use 9, so I can use 16. Okay, let's do 16 of these for now. Okay, now I have 52 left, so that's what, 40 plus 12, so 13 each. 13. Okay, let's toss that. Let's toss this. Toss that. Now 13 remaining until Lachlan. Dude, this is optimality right here. Okay. And now we wait for these to get the sacred symbols later. And then, so this one's accepted, done. Okay, now what's some good stuff in here that I'm not? Whoops. Oh my god. Third. Okay. So Polo and Frito I could get. Ooh, this one. Yeah, let's get this one. Let's put this one on the Dominator, right? Although that one's only 140, so Really, I should toss it on one of these 150 doohickeys, right? Oh, that's a little suboptimal, huh? But I should just toss it on the Dominator, right? Yeah, toss on Dom. I should have just waited for a superior. Yeah, 12 is free, but still. And then, what should I use this for? Polo and Frito. Ooh, I still have 100 flames there. Fuck my life, bro. God damn it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have a... Oh my goodness. Holy... Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what do I do here. Now let's just get them all. Let's put 5 in each for now. 5. 5. 5. 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now they're all 43. Now I have 5. And I have 80. So what is that, 16 in each? But then 16 is too many. So it's 12 in each for now. Okay, now they're all at 55. Now it's a... It's a little suboptimal. There we go. This is such an optimal gameplay, bro. Beauticious. What an optimal gameplay. Absolutely optimal. Can't get any better than this. No better gameplay. That's another thing. So let's see. The traits. I don't know which one to put in. Which one's the hardest to get? Clearly it's empathy. No, but see, that... They're all... No, but some are less free than others. I should toss these into the least free ones. Now, willpower is the most free because you get willpower by AFKing. And then you used to get diligence by revealing stuff or whatever. And there's no scrolls here, so diligence is kind of useless as AF. And then charm, you get stuff from equipping stuff. And ambition, you get from bossing. So, like, this is free, this is free, this is free for sure. So then it's just one of these two. And you get some stuff for flaming, too. It's really weird. Anyway, now Moonbridge. Okay, good night, Dennis. The Black Sun.
Excuse me. I'm getting a tour of my favorite fire station of all time. Just look at it. Isn't it beautiful?
Is the bricks, is it painted?
No, not painted. Glazed.
It's glazed.
Okay. Well, admittedly, it's not beautiful in the conventional sense. But just look at that facade. Oh, and that angle.
Right there.
This is fire station number 4 in Columbus, Indiana. You can tell because it has a big number 4 on it. That's the designation of the district that it serves. It's also on the fire trucks.
Hey, how are you? Good. Nice to see you. Thanks for having us. You're welcome. Welcome to Station 4. Thank you. Yeah, a very popular destination for a lot of architectural students, a lot of visitors that visit our community. They love coming to Station 4 and checking out this gym.
Fire stations are optimized for their purpose. They just can't afford not to be with how crucial their role is in keeping us safe. They accommodate fast and safe deployment of specialized equipment in an emergency while remaining accessible and comfortable for people. Just looking at the buildings, though, it's not always clear how they work or why they are designed the way that they are. So I thought I'd take a minute to discuss the typical parts that are present in most fire stations. I'll use a plan of station number 4 as our example. First, this is the area known as the apparatus bay or the garage. That's where the firefighting vehicles such as fire trucks or ambulances are housed. It's a large area with big doors to allow easy access for vehicles. You can usually drive right through. What's housed in there is related to the specifics of the district that the station serves. For instance, fighting fires in homes requires different equipment than rescuing someone from a car crash.
Here we know that we're going to have residential fires and emergency medical calls. In our downtown station, we have a lot of water down that way, so they have water rescue equipment. Larger buildings, the apparatus have the ability to elevate water streams through some of the ladders that we have. So there's a lot that goes into it.
You always need an area for hanging and storing each of the firefighters' gear, and here's where they do it in station number 4.
Yeah, this is the gear that keeps us safe. When we go into some of those residential fires, it's the same temperature that you would cook a pizza in the oven at home, 450 plus degrees. Did you? So this is what protects us.
My mouth is learning a little bit.
Next in the apparatus bay might be the hose tower, which is a tall structure that's used for hanging the hoses to dry after they've been used and then washed off.
We'll come back, we'll wash all the hose, scrub off carcinogens and dirt from the house and soot, so we'll wash it off. We'll hang it up in our hose tower to dry, keep it from getting moldy.
But there's a whole lot of other parts of a fire station too. They also have the living quarters, and in this case it's the whole left side of the building. Firefighters work long shifts, usually like 24 hours at a time, and they require a place to sleep, eat, and relax. The living quarters include bedrooms, a kitchen, and a living area, and that's where they watch the Colts play on Sundays.
This is a great size station for 3 firefighters. It gives everyone a little bit of space because it is so small.
There's also an office area for planning, recording, and communication with other emergency services. There's usually also a workout room since firefighting requires everyone to stay physically healthy.
It gives our firefighters an opportunity to maintain a physical fitness workout and release some of that stress you get over the job. It can be a very stressful job at times.
So this might be a good time to actually talk about why this is my favorite fire station. And it really has nothing to do with the fact that it's a fire station. It's more for nerdy architectural reasons. And for that, we'll need to go over a little bit of background. The architect Robert Venturi had recently completed an awesome house for his mom that absolutely shook architecture to its core. This town, Columbus, Indiana, has this thing where the CEO of Cummins, the diesel engine company that you might have heard of, would pay the architect's fees for civic buildings as long as they used good architects. Venturi was one of the good ones. This is before he and Denise got around joined forces to become even better. But the task at the time was set for this eventual Pritzker Prize winner to create a small, completely ordinary building that was easy to maintain. And is located on a really busy road. No one will ever walk anywhere near it, but they'll blaze past it at about 40 miles an hour in their car. In Venturi's words, it's a super ordinary, super economical building here on a super dull road. But fire stations are supposed to be important buildings. They should look like noble civic structures. They should be welcoming to the community at the same time as they're finely tuned machines. And Venturi does a great job here in managing these competing needs. Let's just start by looking at the facade. At first, it looks symmetrical, like you would expect for any important civic building. There's a tall tower in the middle, flanked by 2 lower areas, one for the trucks and one for the firefighters. So the 2 sides aren't exactly equal. And in fact, the interior behind the facade is actually way taller on the right side than it is on the left side. But the facade actually disguises that, so you don't actually know it by looking at it from the front. Instead, it presents itself to the street in a way that isn't actually true to the building behind. You only discover the reality by wrapping around the corner to the other side. The front is made specifically to be seen by moving cars. In that way, it's like a sign or a billboard along a highway. In fact, the architect actually goes to great lengths to make it look as flat as possible, even cutting off the round tower so that it's flat on the front. There's other little Easter eggs on here too, like the black little signature bricks. But besides these Easter eggs, there are some other fun oddities in here too. The shape that's made by the white bricks doesn't actually match the form of the overall building. This mismatch makes it appear as though it has a different proportion than it really does. Like this van that has an image of a sports car on it, with the remainder between the 2 blacked out. In plan, the hose tower feels like it's being pressed into the rest of the building, disrupting the kitchen and then making people walk all the way around it. There's also a lot of geometric relationships in the plan that are important to the building's layout too, like the square of the overall footprint, or the way things line up when you connect the 2 corners of the square. Fire station number 4 is a relatively small, utilitarian structure. It serves its purpose, and it does so with modest means. They're arranged in a way to have complex architectural significance. This was the 1960s, and admittedly, Venturi wasn't too experienced with fire station design and made a few choices that weren't ideal. This is fire station number 5, built 20 years later. District 5 is a very different area than District 4. And fire station number 5 is a different kind of station.
Well, now we're here at Columbus Fire Station number 5. This is located on the west side of the city. We have a lot of residential in this area. We have a lot of interstate to cover, so emergencies on the interstate are pretty common. Yeah, it's a great facility.
It was designed in the 1980s by Susanna Torre. She's an Argentinian architect, known for thinking closely about how buildings uphold certain gender bias. Specifically, in the case of fire stations, buildings themselves usually make it quite difficult for women to join the profession, for instance. Torre believes it's important to, quote, change the organization of spaces so women can inhabit them as social agents. The kinds of hostile spaces, that's hostile with an E, of Station 4 with its communal showers and living quarters, doesn't offer much privacy. In response, number 5 was designed specifically to accommodate as many kinds of people as possible to be firefighters. Much of that capability comes from having unique suites for folks to stay in.
I was at Station 4 last week, so I would say here you have the, it does feel a lot more homey, but you have like the privacy option.
Right, so you share a room with one other person, but you're never staying in that room at the same time.
Once they get their assignment to the facility here, they would have their own designated bedroom, and then they would share that bedroom with the other 2 firefighters who would work the opposite shifts of them.
These suites are lined down a hallway to share a bathroom that can be closed and used individually. These are arranged in the arms of a U shape that wraps around a courtyard, which helps build a sense of community overall. On the first floor, the U-shape holds the spaces for lounging and cooking and eating. And they're arranged in such a way that they're a little bit more similar to what you might find in, say, an apartment. So like Station 4, the building is split into two halves. All these areas for people are on the left, and then the apparatus bay on the right. Connecting the two is the room for storing gear. It's important that the gear gets its own space, since the chemicals that are used to keep it fire retardant are known to cause cancer, and the particulates that it picks up on a call, they aren't healthy either.
As soon as you step in, you can get that odor. And, you have, you can have, this could be old fires that they've recently had, but then again, the gear itself.
So this room as a connector means that you can gear up at the last second and get on the truck.
Firefighters would come in, start their shift at 7 a.m. They grab this gear, put it by their apparatus, and they're ready for the day. They check out the engine, make sure they have all the equipment they need, make sure the fuel levels are high. If we need the fuel up, we can resupply medical gear if need be, and then we're ready for whatever happens for our 24-hour shift.
There's also two round objects in plan. One for the hoses, and then the other for the stair tower that wraps around the pole that the firefighters slide down. When you enter here, you're presented with these round objects right away, so they serve as like important symbols that guide you on your journey. Stations number 4 and 5 are pretty different from one another. One is more about highway rescues, and the other domestic ones. They function differently, look differently, and each have a unique take on its contribution to the cause. They each use ordinary materials, but towards different ends. 5 came after 4, so some of the oversights have been corrected around safety and the needs of the broader range of people joining the profession. This shows just how much these kinds of buildings and their designs are an evolution. Too often, structures like firehouses are deemed too important to be architectural experiments like this. So the safe thing to do is to create something that's merely functional and adequate. But both of these designs venture into new territories and experiment with new configurations and forms. They're not perfect, but the exploration allows us to test things and find out even more possibilities.
Many of our fire stations are built by some of the greats, Susanna Torre here, Robert Venturi at Station 4. So future designs, I'm hopeful that we continue to really make what Columbus is, it's unexpected, unforgettable.
Fire stations are really unique structures that not only help protect us, but also there to make us feel protected, which isn't exactly the same thing. They're products of the latest thinking around safety, design, and community. By looking at them closely, you can read these things in their designs. So maybe look twice at your local fire station, or maybe ask for a tour. The firefighters are more than likely happy to show you around and tell you about their favorite aspects of the station. It's a little bit boring. As we close our look at fire stations, I'm reminded of the simple pleasures that start our day on the right foot. For me, it's always a great cup of coffee. For the last few months, I've been enjoying something special from Drink Coffee every couple of weeks. This one's my Sparrow's High Five Blend.
Have both directions at once, so by default these polarizers block out the backlight, creating a black image. Now to show anything other than black, there's a special material called the liquid crystal in between the two polarizers. And by applying a current to this liquid crystal, we can get it to twist the direction of the light waves that go through it, which in turn allows us to control how much of the white backlight is allowed to pass through the polarizer on the front. Turn it all the way into one direction and we have white light. Turn it all the way into the other and we have a black image. Now we just need to divide the screen into many smaller segments and to put an RGB color filter over it, and we have pixels that can create basically any color that we want. And with that, our basic LCD display is done with little crystals twisting around light to create an image. And here's a macro shot of an LCD screen in my studio, by the way, where you can see what all those little subpixels actually look like in real life. And while all of that is great, LCD technology initially did have some pretty fundamental shortcomings. All of these layers that we put in front of the backlight mean that a huge part of the backlight actually gets filtered out before it ever makes it through the panel, which is really inefficient. And meanwhile, blacks couldn't be perfectly represented by this display because even the best polarizers let at least a little bit of the backlight through. This glowing gray backlight is a dead giveaway of any LCD panel. And meanwhile, viewing angles aren't perfect either because what comes out of the display is, by definition, very directional light. Now, scientists have come up with many different improvements to this technology, of which I think 2 are particularly important to mention. These are 2 big technologies that have brought LCDs much closer to becoming the kind of ultimate display form, the crap of the display world, if you will. First is that the backlight was turned from a single large panel, typically lit from one of the sides, into a grid of smaller and smaller LEDs. In current high-end LCDs, we have thousands and thousands of these backlights, so we call them mini LED displays, and you can see this type of backlighting in action in expensive iPads and MacBooks, high-end monitors like the Apple ProMotion monitor, as well as in premium TVs. Having such fine control over the backlight allowed LCD tech to have almost perfect blacks for the first time ever, and it also allows panels to save heater as well as in premium TVs and MacBook LED displays, and we have thousands and thousands of these backlights, so we call them mini LED displays, and you can see this type of backlighting in action in expensive iPads and MacBooks, high-end monitors like the Apple ProMotion monitor, as well as in premium TVs. Having such fine control over the backlight allowed LCD tech to have almost perfect blacks for the first time ever, and it also allows panels to save power by not lighting up their parts that are actually in the dark. And the second big improvement comes from improving their color filters. See, regular color filters are really inefficient because all they do is block or filter out every wavelength of our white backlight that isn't actually the color that we want, meaning that the majority of the backlight just gets wasted. So instead, scientists have come up with quantum dots. These are special structures that, if the RF are exposed to light of a certain color, they themselves then emit their own light in another color. They don't really filter the light, but rather convert it into a new color, so there's very little waste here. And so in a quantum dot LCD screen, we add these layers of quantum dots over the backlight, which then go on to create super vibrant and bright colors. So by today, a high-end LCD can already have fantastic colors and brightness from its quantum dots, and also very good control over its backlight with its mini LEDs, while in the future we fully expect to be able to pack millions of these LEDs in as a background. If you think about it, that means that LCDs have solved most of their weaknesses and have moved a lot closer towards what we think of as the ideal display technologies, especially when you factor in that quantum dots. A high-end LCD can already have fantastic colors and brightness from its quantum dots, and also very good control over its backlight with its mini LEDs, while in the future we fully expect to be able to pack millions of these LEDs in as a background. If you think about it, that means that LCDs have shedded most of their weaknesses and have moved a lot closer towards what we think of as the ideal display technologies, especially when you factor in that they are particularly easy to manufacture and really robust. And indeed, LCDs remain the most popular display type across many different categories, like TVs and computers. Okay, but let's compare this with LCD's biggest competitor, OLED. This is a completely different display technology with its own very unique strengths and weaknesses, but over time, this too has started to evolve into becoming a very similar final output as LCDs, kind of convergent evolution. So an OLED screen is made by placing millions of tiny drops of a special organic material onto a surface, typically using a process called vapor deposition. Each little drop gets sandwiched between the anode and the cathode, which allows us to run electricity through them individually, which then causes them to light up. This is why we call them organic light-emitting diodes, which form our subpixels, which we can all now individually control. Now, historically, there have been two major approaches to making an OLED display. One really suited for making smaller displays, and the other really suited for making large ones. For smaller devices, like smartphones, Samsung pioneered their technology that they called AMOLED, while for large screens, LG dominated the power production, with their tech being called WOLED. And with time, each of these have been trying to move towards the middle in size, so that's why by now we're slowly starting to see OLED creeping into tablets, computers, etc. On smartphones, the actual diodes themselves directly produce either a red, a green, or a blue color. There are no backlights, no crystals, no color filters, not even polarizers in the latest generations, nothing. Just little dots that light up, meaning that this is an extremely straightforward display technology. In fact, if you take a look at a real close-up of one of my screens, you can see the individual little light dots actually doing their work. Now, you'll notice that they are arranged in a funny pattern, which has to do with your eyes being more sensitive to green colors than they are to the other two colors in this matrix, and to the blue material used in the screens actually wearing out quicker, for example. But the principle of the display still is just as we have discussed. Now, it turns out that while these individually colored diodes work great on smaller displays, they are much harder to pull off on really large screens, which is why on large monitors and TVs, for example, we have more or less been stuck with LG's WOLED technology instead. And W here stands for white because the actual OLEDs themselves are white, and then color is created by putting an RGB filter over them. So you still have individually lit pixels, but we're now back to white light passing through a filter, and since LG panels have white light already, they actually also include a white subpixel in each arrangement as well to maximize the screen's brightness. So if you think about it, this means that with WOLED, each pixel basically has its own white backlight. That means that the smartphone-style OLED screens are technically more pure, I guess, but either way, the benefits of an OLED screen, regardless of which one you use, are actually pretty clear. Both OLED types require way fewer layers than LCDs do, so they're both insanely thin. You can make them almost completely transparent, and they are, of course, also easily flexible. Pixels can individually be controlled and turned off, which saves power, creates contrast, and creates completely black blacks. And you get almost instant response times too, since you're just switching individual LEDs on and off. So that's great, but of course, just like LCDs, OLEDs had their pretty clear disadvantages as well, so they had to go through quite a lot of evolution to move towards becoming the ultimate display type, the crab of displays. And with OLED, the majority of the issues come from the fact that their LEDs are organic. And this doesn't mean that they're grown in soil with love and care and never see pesticide. It just means that they're made out of hydrocarbons, but either way, they can be pretty problematic. Specifically, the materials degrade very quickly if you expose them to air, for example, but also if you just show the same bright image on them for too long, and then they create what is called a burn-in, where an image permanently gets burned into your screen. Ratings.com made a fantastic long-term test with lots of OLED TVs and monitors, which I've linked to down in the description. You should really check it out if you're worried about burn-in. Modern devices will usually help avoid burn-in, for example by shifting static content around a little bit, but the only real solution historically has been that the OLED devices just didn't let you make your screen super bright. Now of course in this video we're talking about evolution, and indeed both Samsung and LG have found ways to make their OLED screens much brighter without actually putting any additional strain on the OLEDs themselves. For LG we have the brand new MLA, or Micro Lens Array technology, which adds a grid of absolutely tiny little lenses over the LED panel that focuses all the light that would have otherwise scattered around the panel. Here's a macro shot of the actual monitor from the fantastic HD TV test video that I've linked to down in the description, and you can see an actual tiny grid over the subpixels, with LG claiming that they have something like 5,000 tiny lenses per pixel. This lens array boosts brightness by something like 60% and does so completely passively without having to push more electricity through the pixels, which is good for longevity and for keeping your electricity bill down too. This tech has already shipped in the latest generation LG TVs like the G3 for example, and should be available to other TV manufacturers using LG panels on the high end too. And as for Samsung TV panels, their solution was to basically take LG's OLED implementation but to use quantum dots over them rather than color filters. So Samsung calls these their QD OLED TVs, and they look absolutely stunning as well. Like LG, Samsung also starts with a single colored organic LED, though theirs is actually blue instead of white. So for the blue subpixel, they just allow this light to pass through unhindered, but then for the other two, they add, you've guessed it, quantum dots to create a really bright red and green subpixels. So this way we can have our three primary colors, except each can individually be way brighter than those coming out of LG's OLED TVs, because Samsung's don't have to pass through color filters. I'd love to maybe someday see a QD OLED TV that also has a micro lens array technology for the ultimate OLED experience, but either way, these two manufacturers have basically over time solved many of the biggest problems of OLED screens, which was that they couldn't get really bright without damaging the panel. So OLED technologies are also moving closer and closer to this kind of ultimate display form, the crab of displays basically, and actually there's a lot to be excited for the future of OLED as well, and I'd like to highlight 4 upcoming new innovations here. First, according to the Elec, Samsung is planning to launch so-called tandem OLEDs in 2024, where they place 2 OLED layers above each other. This way you can get double the brightness at peak and 4 times the lifespan of the OLEDs, because neither of the layers has to individually run as intensely during day-to-day operations, and the Elec claims that 2024 iPads might be getting these already. Wild. OLEDs over OLEDs. Second, a company called UDC claims that their blue PH OLED materials are coming to screens of Samsung, LG, and more by 2025 too. Here they would replace the current material that is used in blue subpixels with a new one that should be 4 times as efficient at converting electricity that we put through it into light, leading to huge efficiency and brightness improvements. Wild. Third, we have micro OLED screens where the pixels are deposited straight onto a piece of silicon. This means that the whole control electronics basically becomes a chip on the back of the screen itself, and so you can make tiny and insanely high-resolution OLEDs that are perfect for high-end VR like Apple's Vision Pro headset and, for example, the Big Screen Beyond that are starting to use these screens. And fourth, Samsung is experimenting with replacing the blue organic LEDs completely in their QD OLED TVs with gallium nitride or GaN nanorods, which aren't organic and don't burn in at all, so we could theoretically get to all the upsides of OLED with none of its downsides. Well, I guess in that case, we'd have to stop calling them OLEDs because there'd be nothing organic about the screens anymore. But if you think about it, this is actually what my crab evolution theory is getting at. OLED makers are trying hard to fix their burn-in issues and to increase their brightness levels. Meanwhile, LCD makers are trying really hard to miniaturize their backlights and to make their colors pop more too. In the end, they're both trying to achieve pretty much the same result. A bright, colorful screen that is really robust long-term, where light is controlled at or really close to pixel level. And both camps are trying to get there faster and cheaper than the other. That is basically convergent evolution. But if you pardon my crab analogy just one more time, I promise you, if you think about it, LCDs and OLEDs are both kind of false crabs. They're starting at completely different positions that are not the final end result where they want to get to, and they're slowly moving towards a common goal. But there's actually a true crab that is already doing all of the things that these two want to do as well. It's called micro LED, and it's arguably the truest manifestation of what we want the future of displays to be. Here, tiny little individual LEDs are stacked next to each other to form subpixels, and they are arranged into a grid to create one big display. Now, unlike on an OLED display where we use vapor deposition to kind of spray some dots onto a single surface, micro LEDs are made using millions of actual separate physical LEDs. You can literally divide these LEDs into smaller blocks and combine them into really big screens, and on paper at least, they have all the characteristics that you'd want. Like OLEDs, the pixels are individually lit, but like LCDs, there is no organic material, so the panels can get insanely bright without a chance of burning in. It's the perfect display. It's the true crab. Except we don't really know how to make them yet. I mean, I've seen a bunch of micro LED displays myself at a trade show, and while they're better than ever, you can still clearly see alignment issues. The panels are insanely expensive, there's only a few of them, and the pixels are nowhere near small enough to create any reasonable display that is smaller than the size of your wall. Also, for now, companies are individually picking and placing millions of physical LEDs next to each other for each subpixel, which is just insanely time-consuming and prone to a lot of errors. New manufacturing techniques are being invented as we speak, and experts say that maybe in 5 to 10 years we will get real mass-market micro-LED TVs as well, but still, this means that the race for true crabhood, or at least getting there first, is still there. And in this race, being able to ramp up manufacturing and keeping error rates and costs low is just as important to success as any supposed technological advantage, and it's also completely possible that yet unproven technologies, like electroluminescent quantum dots for example, or something completely different, will beat all of our current contenders anyway. Now, talking of crabs, I'm actually planning to be on the beach pretty soon. I typically take one bigger holiday in a year, usually in the winter, that is coming up soon, and so for that, I'm planning to take my favorite holiday gear, which is my Insta360 camera. Specifically, the Insta360 X3 is my go-to pick for any outdoor activities that I do, because
Welcome to Tech News Briefing. It's Tuesday, December 5th. I'm Alex Osula for the Wall Street Journal. 4 years after launching, Apple is pulling the plug on its credit card partnership with Goldman Sachs. When the companies teamed up to launch the Apple Card in 2019, it was a huge deal for both Apple and the Wall Street Bank, and for the credit card industry at large. The split has big implications for Apple's future in payments, and for Goldman's consumer business. Joining me now to talk about it is Wall Street Journal reporter Anna Maria Andriotis. Anna Maria, let's start with some of the basics about the Apple Card. What's special about it?
So the credit card was different for a number of reasons. It charged no fees, it pays daily cash rewards, and it syncs with consumers' iPhones to basically analyze their spending. These features were a big deal when the card was first announced. It was also a big deal that Apple, this tech giant, which had ambitions to get bigger and bigger in payments, was now coming out with its own card. Up until that point, Apple was most well known in payments for having Apple Pay, but in most cases what that meant for people was that they were loading their credit cards, their debit cards from their existing bank issuers. Now here came this card from Apple that was a much fancier, let's call it, version than a prior one that it had with a different bank. And it was partnering up with this massive Wall Street firm that was, for Goldman Sachs, this was its first step into the credit card world.
2019, this partnership launches to much fanfare. How has it gone since then?
It depends on who you ask. Certainly for Apple, look, this has been a popular card. From sort of the public appearance standpoint, seems like it's worked out quite well. For Goldman, the story has been a lot more complex. When Goldman launched the card, it was a really big deal, and it was viewed as a massive success at Goldman. As the years have gone on, that point of view has shifted. I remember when it was first announced that Goldman got the deal, hearing from credit card executives, contacts of mine, sources in the sector. At the time, I was covering the credit card space, and I was being told, oh my God, yeah, we were in the running for it, and the financial arrangement, the economics essentially that Apple wanted from this deal were just something that we could not get on board with. So good luck to Goldman was basically what I was hearing.
Like what? What were some of the terms of the agreement that other banks couldn't get on board with?
Number one, Apple wanted pretty much everybody to get approved. That's not so uncommon. There are big credit card partners out there, big stores and other types of merchants that want that. But when that happens, what the bank partner is looking at is the potential for higher loan losses and more people not paying their bills. Another thing, the way that Apple wanted and did arrange for the billing statements and the payment dates to be arranged. At the beginning of every month, whoever has an Apple credit card receives their statement. Pretty much everybody receives it at the same time. That is actually not normal, because most banks, what they do is they make sure that they're sending out their statements on a rolling basis. And a big reason for that is for their customer service departments to not get inundated with calls. Now imagine a situation that was playing out at Goldman, where everybody's getting their statement at the same time. So customer service is inundated, addressing issues becomes a whole lot harder in a timely manner. And what ended up resulting for Goldman has been regulatory scrutiny. This credit card has played a role in that. Goldman is under investigation by the CFPB over credit card practices. The Federal Reserve is also probing.
Okay, that's a lot of things going on, but everything seems like it came to a head late last month. What happened?
In November, Apple sent a proposal to Goldman Sachs to exit the partnership within the next roughly 12 to 15 months. And this proposal is for the entire partnership, because in addition to the credit card, Goldman and Apple have a joint savings account that only launched earlier this year. Goldman had been wanting to get out for some time, was aware that this would be a complicated deal to offload, because it's not just a credit card and because of the terms associated with their agreement. Now, really the last 12 months have been a total shift in strategy on the consumer front for Goldman Sachs. In October of last year, Goldman announced that it was doing a firm-wide reorg, and also that it was going to be pulling back on its Main Street ambitions. So in November, Goldman told a team of people who work on its General Motors credit card that it was going to be looking to offload it. And then I heard, not that long after that Apple sent this proposal.
What does this mean for people who have the Apple credit card?
It's not like Goldman is not going to be servicing or running these programs anymore. It is, except that the exit is underway. So generally speaking, when programs change banks, the credit card continues to function as normal until that new bank is chosen and takes on the program.
What does something like this potentially mean for Apple's prospects for payments?
Apple needs to find a bank or another type of financial institution that will be willing to become the lender on this program. Who is going to be holding the balances, the loans that, as people use their credit cards from month to month, or for those who actually do rack up balances? That requires finding a financial institution that is willing to accept the same terms as Goldman did, or otherwise for Apple to change what it's demanding.
That was a reporter, Anna Maria Andriotis. And that's it for...
Are your teeth clean? Are you sure they're clean?
Dive deep into the Fidelius charm and the role of the Secret Keeper in the tragic events that led to the downfall of James and Lily Potter. let's get started. We all know how devastating it was when the Potters were killed, leaving baby Harry as the only survivor. It was a defining moment in the story of the boy who lived, and many fans have debated the events that led to their untimely deaths. To understand what happened, we need to take a closer look at the Fidelius Charm. This powerful spell is used to keep secrets hidden and secure, and it relies on the presence of an individual known as a Secret Keeper. But what happens when the Secret Keeper is not the best choice? What if choosing differently could have saved lives? To answer these questions, we first need to properly grasp what the Fidelius Charm is, and what being a Secret Keeper really means. Imagine a spell so powerful it can hide the location of an object or person from prying eyes. That's the Fidelius Charm. This ancient and complex enchantment is one of the most formidable defensive spells in the wizarding world. The Fidelius Charm works by confining the secret, in this instance the location of the Potter Cottage, within the soul of a designated Secret Keeper. Only the Secret Keeper possesses the knowledge of the hidden location, while all others remain completely unaware. Think of it as an invisible magical lock, guarding the secret with an unbreakable bond. But as powerful as the Fidelius Charm is, its effects are useless without a reliable Secret Keeper. Selecting the right Secret Keeper is no easy task, and the task becomes even more crucial when life and death are at stake. It requires absolute trust and loyalty, as the person chosen holds the key to the hidden secret. The identity of the Secret Keeper is known only to the person who cast the charm and the Secret Keeper themselves. The Potter's decision. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter. Why did James Potter choose Peter Pettigrew as his Secret Keeper instead of being his own? It's a question that has haunted fans for years. Let me start by addressing the first part of the question, why Peter? Lifelong friends. James, Sirius, Remus and Peter, the Marauders, were tight-knit, and their friendship ran deep. They shared adventures, mischief and secrets during their time at Hogwarts, forming an unbreakable bond. James and Peter were lifelong friends, and they really didn't have any reason not to trust Peter. A diversionary tactic. For those unaware, James Potter actually initially chose Sirius Black as his Secret Keeper. In fact, Sirius was the man who most believed to be the Potter's Secret Keeper. However, Sirius, thinking that Voldemort might target him, suggested that they choose Pettigrew instead. The following excerpt from Sirius addresses this. Lily and James only made you Secret Keeper because I suggested it. I thought it was the perfect plan. Voldemort would be sure to come after me, but never dreamed they'd use a weak, talentless thing like you. It must have been the finest moment of your miserable life, telling Voldemort you could hand him the Potters. By selecting Peter, the seemingly least likely candidate, they hoped to throw off the scent. Unforeseen betrayal. After being made Secret Keeper, it didn't take Peter Pettigrew long to reveal his true colors. In one infamous act of cowardice and disloyalty, revealing the location of the Potter Cottage to Voldemort. Peter was no friend of James, but instead a cowardly Death Eater sympathizer who went wherever he believed the power to be. Peter's cowardice inevitably cost James and Lily Potter their lives, effectively orphaning the boy who lived. Alternative Secret Keepers. Provided that the downfall of the Potters was almost exclusively due to their choice of Secret Keeper, I can't help but ask myself, what if someone else was chosen? And who better to leave the secret with than the Potter family themselves? Would James have survived if he had chosen himself as the Secret Keeper? What if he conjured up the courage to trust in his own ability to protect his family? The first thing I'll mention is that there's a fair bit of ambiguity with regards to who's actually qualified to be a Secret Keeper. In the Deathly Hallows, it's revealed that Bill Weasley is the Secret Keeper for Shell Cottage, and Arthur Weasley is the Secret Keeper for the Burrow. Given that these are their places of residence, it proves, I think, that a person who lives in the house being protected can also be eligible to be its Secret Keeper. By this logic, James Potter would have been a suitable candidate to be the Secret Keeper for their cottage in Godric's Hollow. One possible reason why James may have opted not to assume the role of Secret Keeper for his own home could be due to the fact that he himself needed to remain hidden from potential threats. It's speculated that the Fidelius Charm makes the dwelling untraceable through means such as owls and Patronus communication, and in this regard Arthur and Bill Weasley had the advantage of Potter Watch to stay on top of ever-changing events in the wizarding world. This resource was not available during the First War, meaning that if James were to serve as his own secret keeper and go into hiding, the Potters would not only be untraceable, but also entirely disconnected from the wizarding world. Alternatively, James could have chosen to appoint himself as secret keeper and disclose the secret to a trusted confidant who would act as the intermediary between the Potters and the Order of the Phoenix. Sirius would be the obvious choice here. However, if something were to happen to him, the Potters would once again meet the risk of separation from wizarding society. It's also worth pointing out that there is a bit of a difference between the way Bill and Arthur use the charm versus James's potential use. In the case of Shell Cottage and the Burrow, the Fidelius charm protected the property and its occupants by extension.
So now we have to do
However,
story
in the
mode
unique
too.
case of the Potters, the purpose of the Fidelius charm cast upon them was slightly different. Its main objective was to safeguard the family itself, rather than placing emphasis on their humble cottage. This revelation is discussed by Professor Flitwick in The Prisoner of Azkaban, as he imparts wisdom on the inner workings of the Fidelius charm. As long as the Secret Keeper refused to speak, you know who could search the village where Lily and James were staying for years and never find him. Not even if he had his nose pressed against their sitting room window. The intention behind casting the Fidelius charm upon the Potter's cottage in Godric's Hollow seems to have been focused on concealing the family rather than solely isolating the property. This could be attributed to the fact that the Potters had no need or desire to come into contact with individuals outside their trusted circle. On the other hand, the Weasleys, being active members of the Order, required interaction with fellow members, leading them to protect only the locations of their homes under the charm. What's also worth mentioning is that no one truly knows if hiding one's own person via the Fidelius charm is even possible. While James Potter may have technically been eligible to serve as the secret keeper for the cottage, the ambiguity surrounding whether the charm protected the property or the family itself, coupled with the obscurity surrounding the implications of the latter, leaves it all a bit too wide open. Why not Dumbledore? While we're on the topic, I think the elephant in the room needs to be addressed. Why not Dumbledore? Why not select the most powerful wizard of all time, who's also your major ally, to hold your secret for you? Dumbledore to me seems like an obvious choice as secret keeper. He wouldn't have even needed to be secretive about it. Dumbledore's high profile, but it wouldn't have mattered. Voldemort himself feared Dumbledore, so the prospect of him being taken down or targeted for information was extremely unlikely. Voldemort's fear of Dumbledore is even referenced by McGonagall. But you're different. Everyone knows you're the only one you know, oh, alright, Voldemort was frightened of. In The Prisoner of Azkaban, it's even revealed that Dumbledore offered to take on the responsibility. James Potter told Dumbledore that Black would die rather than tell where they were, that Black was planning to go into hiding himself. And yet, Dumbledore remained worried. I remember him offering to be the Potter's secret keeper himself. This means that, even though Dumbledore offered, James Potter's blind trust in Sirius Black and his friends, whom he deeply trusted, was his eventual downfall. Dumbledore was close with James, but he wasn't one of the Marauders, and I guess James felt that he could only trust his friends to the extent required. I think that one of the main reasons for James not selecting Dumbledore is that Dumbledore had recently formed a relationship with the defecting Death Eater Severus Snape. Snape came to Dumbledore when he learned that Harry and the Potters were the target of Voldemort's attack, which presumably prompted the use of the Fidelius charm in the first place. This means that by this point, Dumbledore had accepted that Snape had switched sides. However, his new relationship with Snape may have instilled doubt in his other allies like James Potter. Ultimately, they decided to go with someone that they were completely familiar with, and unfortunately, their misjudgment of Peter Pettigrew's character was their ultimate downfall. My closing thought on this matter is that it really could have been avoided. They could have chosen almost any other secret keeper, and things would have turned out fine. Furthermore, it was a strange decision to hide the Potters in such plain sight. A big house in Godric's Hollow seems like a strange place for a family being hunted down by Voldemort himself. And that's it for this video. What do you think? Had this thought ever occurred to you? Please let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams, and forget to live.
If you ever wanted to know how much your toothbrush is actually doing to keep your pearly whites pearly white, strap in, friends. Today we're putting 6 of the best-selling toothbrushes to the theorist test to see which brush earns the black for fighting black. If you compare a $3 toothbrush to a $300 toothbrush, is there really that much of a difference? Will an electric win out over a manual, or will Sonic be able to topple them all? Do all of those different heights and angles of bristles do anything, or is it all just a bunch of marketing hype? And seriously, do we really need to floss? I promise you, friends, the results of today's experiment will have your jaw drop to the floor, and not because of tooth decay. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Style Theory, the show that 9 out of 10 dentists agree will blow your mind. That 10th dentist, yeah, he was always a bit strange. Let me ask you this. How often are you brushing your teeth? If you're like most of America, you likely answer 2 times a day. According to a 2019 survey, 55% of people say that same thing. That's me? Yeah, I'm not in that group.
I gotta admit, not the best toothbrusher. I brush every morning, first thing in the morning, and that's it.
That's right, I am a once-a-dayer, and I'm proud of it. I am standing here with the 29%. But regardless of whether you're brushing once per meal, once per day, or once per week, one thing we can all agree on is that we want our brushes to be doing the best job possible. There's just one problem with that. There are so many toothbrush options out there. Just search for a toothbrush on Amazon and get ready for an avalanche of choice. It's no longer just deciding if you should use manual or electric anymore. What kind of electric toothbrush? How much pulsing action do you need? Which brush head do you choose? The tri-zone, the cross-action? What do Sonic toothbrushes factor into all this? And don't even get me started on the new toothbrushes that you see getting promoted in viral ads across social media. With so many options available, who are you possibly going to pick the one that's actually going to get your teeth the cleanest? Well, if you're me and you operate a style, fashion, and self-care channel, you convince your partner and 2 other creative directors to bare their teeth all in the name of science. For 2 weeks, our longest experiment ever on the channel, we tested 6 of the most popular brushes on the market, ranging in price from $3 to $300, all in an effort to see whether your toothbrush actually makes a difference in how clean your teeth gets. 15 days of awkward mouth picks later, and we have our results all ready to share with you today. Is there an OnlyFans of just teeth picks? Because oh boy, get ready to get super up close and...
Okay, finally. And then now, I guess there's the daily. Wait. Oh, there are Soot Talons and Soot Beasts here? Oh, no wonder. Ooh, I almost died. Now we go back. Huh? Oh my goodness. Anyway. Okay, Morass. Ranheim. Oh my. Okay, so that only reduces those. Okay, so I got 8 bill EXP. So that's pretty good. That's like a bunch of percent. So let's go to Moonbridge here. And then let's see for this. So they're all the same. Void Vanquisher. Let's see. Metals. I can toss both. Let's do Void Vanquisher. Okay. Let's go to Monster Park. Last one, Moonbridge. so that's like what, 2.3%? That's still not bad. Okay, nice. So I went from, so I still got like 35% from today, and then let's see, daily gift. Daily gift, obviously. So it looks like I still have 2 arcane symbols left. So daily gift, let's receive all there. Okay. 499. Perfect. And I think, yeah, there's still 30 cubes that I have left. I think for now, that's good. Okay, awesome. I think I'm finally done for the day. So this was a shorter stream, an hour and a half, but still, dude, the last hour was like the stupid Moonbridge Gloom quest. So yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Tune in tomorrow. Yeah. Software Engineer signing off.